Hi everyone, I'm not sure if you remember in one of my previous videos, I was planting the callaloo. I believe I was calling it lazy gardening or something like that. I was just staggering around the callaloo plants that I had and seeing how they took off. So over here we have the callaloo. This is my second harvest, a bit later in the year, and basically, yeah, it kind of all turned out well. So anyone who saw that video, just remember that being super critical with your spacing techniques isn't always that necessary, and especially with a plant like this, which is pretty easy to grow. Saying that, I have had hit and misses with it, funnily enough, depending on what bed I put it in. So it's probably prefers a certain type of soil, which I haven't been able to figure out yet, but once it gets going, it's pretty easy stuff. Anyways, the point of this video, and shout out to Laura and John, two of my neighbouring allotmenters who I gave some seeds to. I believe in English we call this amaranth or something like that. Caribbean we basically make a dish from it called callaloo, and that's got this stuff in it, these leafy greens, and it's got again what my gran used to call witch's fingers or lady's fingers, which is just okra in typical English. And I think they put a bit of coconut milk in there. Me personally, I just cook it with some tomatoes, some onions, and a bit of seasoning, similar to how I cook my kale actually. And I just kind of not steam it, but almost stew it. Add a bit of water so it doesn't burn up, and I quite like it like that. But anyone who's interested in making actually the proper Caribbean callaloo, go for it, because it's lovely. And this in fact is for my brother, who's pretty damn good at making it. So more onto the video. What I'm doing here is, because the callaloo's a bit late, I just spoke to my gran yesterday, and funnily enough, all her callaloo's gone because the weather's been so kind of weird this year. I'm in mid-September now, early September, and my grandma, who obviously can make the dish pretty well as well, said that all her callaloo's gone. So just a quick video to give people a little idea of what I'm doing. I'm actually just taking off leaves for my brother, because this is very, very anal. You don't have to do this at all, but I find the later that the callaloo goes on, the more ropey the stems get. Typically you would see a lot of Caribbean people, in my opinion, taking like a whole clump like this, sometimes leaving the stems, but if they're baby callaloo, they'll throw the stems or chop the stems up. In my case, I found when they start to mature, and a perfect example of callaloo going to seed is that you start to lose the flavour, and as I said, the stems especially can get a little bit ropey. So when you kind of just pluck through the actual plant like this, which I might add is much quicker when I'm doing this without a camera in my hand, and is no way as tedious as it looks, you're able just to select the best leaves. And I find, again, very particular, when you start getting some of those bigger leaves, I'll probably throw that in there. But if I had a callaloo made from those pure big older leaves, again, in my opinion, not necessarily fact, it doesn't taste as good. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning, which is literally going to take me 5 minutes to leave all of these. And again, if you're willing to kind of pursue with a bit of a ropey stem, you absolutely don't have to do this. I had some callaloo earlier in the year and pretty much the whole plant just went in. Cut off from here, chop that bad boy up, and Bob's your uncle. So I hope that's helpful for any new kind of callaloo growers. I basically just picked up on some of these things. That's kind of my little waste area at the moment. I picked up on these things just through trial and error. I should be asking my gran a lot more on how she's doing it, but at the time when I first started growing these, my gran didn't actually have access to the callaloo that she's got now. So it's funny how you can live your whole life around family, and a change of context makes you realize all the questions you haven't asked them. So that goes across all cultures really. If you've got any grandmas, blessed with any grandmas in your family and stuff like that, just remember the knowledge they have, especially when they're from a different country, changes when they have access to their own kind of native food. Like if you don't show my gran a callaloo plant, she probably wouldn't talk about it, but you know, you show her that and she'll know everything about it. So that's kind of just an extra little life tip for anyone interested. But I think that's me out. That's kind of maybe one of my longest videos, so take care everyone.